Welcome. I'm Tina Norris, the Family Engagement Specialist here at PTSI, and I'd like to welcome you to PTSI's new mini webinar series. These series are a part of PTSI's Family Engagement Initiative. We consider family engagement to be the foundation of all of the trainings and activities we provide families in the Commonwealth of Virginia. These series will be featured monthly. You will gain valuable information in each series. And it is our hope that by the time you complete these series, that you will leave with two key takeaways. One, that you will have a better basic understanding of the special education process. And two, you will have a greater understanding of your existing expertise regarding your child and your role as a valued member of the IEP team. Your voice matters. If you have questions, my contact information will be shown at the end of each series. Feel free to send me an email. So let's look at series 1, entitled Getting Started. Navigating the special education maze can be hard. And at times it can leave you feeling overwhelmed and sometimes even a little confused. So our objective over our time together, we're going to recognize your role and expertise as a parent. We'll learn the importance of self-care while on this journey. You will become familiar with the steps to navigating special education in Virginia. You'll gain a basic understanding of IDEA 2004's language on high expectations, and you'll learn practical strategies for participating in the creation of your child's IEP. Families have valuable information about their child that only you know and can share. For example, parents, you know your child's likes and dislikes, their triggers, what upsets them, and I'm sure you even have strategies on how to calm them down. All of this information is vital. And again, this is information that you can share with the IEP team. So while special education can seem very confusing, these webinars will help you become familiar with the steps needed to navigate, again, the special education maze. We know that you have high expectations for your child. It is important to remember through participation and partnership, you, other family members, and professionals can change the trajectory of the IEP and put your child on the path that leads them straight toward you and your child's hopes and dreams for their future. Taking the first step in the special education process can be very, very scary. Remember that planning and preparing can make the climb just a little bit easier. And I want you to use PTSI as a banister or a handrail to assist you along the way. So getting started, in this series, I want to share with you 3 important things that parents of children receiving special education services really need to know. As parents, you want to advocate for your child, but sometimes we may hold back because we're unfamiliar or we may not know what needs to be done. These series are intended to help you attack those obstacles head on and learn the needed skills to be the best advocate for your child that you could possibly be. I want you to remember that special education, it's a journey, and there are a lot of twists and turns and bumps along the way. You will experience many, many different emotions: overwhelmed, fear, sadness, anger. You'll even have excitement. relief, and hope. All of these you will experience at different times along your journey. It is important that you allow yourself to feel what you feel when you feel it and know that it is okay. Self-care, it's so important, especially in the times that we're in right now. As a parent, we all want the very best for our child. Every time we fly, we hear the attendant say to us, please put your mask on your own mouth before assisting others. Why is this so important? Because if you run out of oxygen, you can't help anyone else. The same principle applies when you think about special education. Having a child with disabilities can be overwhelming at times, so taking care of yourself so that you can advocate for your child is so important. If we do not practice self-care and take care of ourselves, you can drive yourself into complete exhaustion, and then special education will take over your life. So practice pacing yourself. Try incorporating small breaks in your day. Find time to do some things that you love, even if it's just 15 minutes a day. Having a designated calendar or planner to help plan upcoming appointments and activities and meetings are all vital ways to help you stay on track. Having a circle of support is often so important. Spending time alone with family and friends can do you a world of good. And most important, don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Everyone needs a confidant, someone that they can talk to when they're feeling overwhelmed and worried. Always remember, put it in writing. PT cannot stress the importance of documentation and putting things in writing. Pete Wright is an attorney who represents children with special needs. He himself also struggled with learning disabilities, including dyslexia, dysgraphia, and ADHD. And he wrote this important quote, "If it was not written down, it was not said. If it was not written down, it did not happen." The special education system generates tons and tons of paperwork, and it's impossible for you to remember it all. You'll receive medical appointments and documentation from those. You'll receive documentations from your meetings and your discussions with teachers and school personnel. You'll receive tons of information from the IEP meetings and phone calls. Documentation is so important. When you write things down, when they happen, the details remain fresh in your mind. Good records are important when advocating for your child. Also try to consider using logs or calendars, and then sometimes journaling. Those are also good tools for documentation. So when we think about the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s of special education, another thing that you will need to know is there are a lot of lingo and vocabulary terms around special education. For example, you'll hear acronyms such as ADA and IDEA, LRE, FBA, IEE, and you'll wonder, what does this all mean? It makes it difficult to fully participate in your child's IEP if you don't understand the terminology. PT has developed a fantastic fact sheet that has terms and acronyms that every parent new to special education should familiarize themselves with. You can certainly request a copy of this at the conclusion of this series, and I will be happy to send it to you. So let's review from series number 1. We talked about the importance of self-care while on this journey. We also talked about special education being a journey. I also want you to remember the importance of putting things in writing. My email is here, norris@ptc.org. Please send me an email and let me know what you thought about this series, and I look forward to spending time with you later this month when we delve into series number 2, What is Special Education? Again, thank you so much for joining me. If you have specific questions, I would love to hear from you. Let's engage. And I look forward to speaking with you again in the middle of April when I will cover what is new in special education.